It's the proper way to eat sushi. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great day, and if not, I hope today gets better. Things for me have been pretty solid the past couple of weeks. I can't really complain too much. Work this week has been pretty tough, but honestly, who wants to hear me get into all that? So as of the month of March, I turned 27 years old, and of course, I've made a lot of mistakes. Who the hell is texting me? As I was saying, I made a lot of mistakes for 27 years of my life, and I want to share some of those experiences and things that I've learned to fix such mistakes or to avoid them in the future. And if you're coming close to the age of 27 or even possibly past the age of 27, hopefully within my wisdom, I'll be able to explain some ways of where your mindset should be as you're approaching the age of 30 and how you probably want to start gearing your life up from that point on. Now, keep in mind, I'm probably the last person to tell you how to be set up in your, life by the time you're 30, but as you get closer into the age, there are some things that you at least want to start thinking about putting into place as, you do think about the next 30 or 40 years of your life. And of course, I did make another 3 categories that we were going to be going over. Number 1, your hygiene and your health. Number 2, your finances. And number 3, your relationships. So yeah, like in every video, we're going to break those down, and hopefully within my ramblingness, you might be able to find some sort of cryptic message that might help you in your day-to-day life, and hopefully, if anything, at least you learn from my mistakes. Starting off with number 1, keeping up with your hygiene and your health. So the unfortunate pill to swallow here is that mom and dad are right. You do need to put on your deodorant, and you do need to go outside and play once in a while. And gentlemen, I am mostly talking to you. I think the hard truth to swallow is that no matter how old we are and what stage we are in our life, we do tend to let ourselves go. And not only do we really let ourselves go, we get comfortable in letting ourselves go. We get comfortable in eating the terrible foods that we like. We get comfortable on the bad sleep schedules that we have. We get comfortable with the lack of exercise that we have every day. And then we wonder as we get older why we're starting to feel like shit and feel gross all the time, but yet we're not really doing anything to help fix ourselves in general. So as we get older and we approach closer to the age of 30, I would highly recommend that you start looking into some form of exercise, rather if that's going into the gym, playing a sport, or just doing some sort of activities. Who the hell keeps texting me in this important time? You have to find some way of at least getting some adrenaline release once in a while. And keep in mind too, like getting active and staying healthy and eating right and all that stuff, it doesn't need to be like a huge level of it. Like you can start from a very minor scale of like working out for 30 minutes and just mainly focusing on just eating right foods and drinking more water and such like that. On paper, it's a lot easier than it is to actually do it, but in the end, it is the truth. We do need to start taking care of ourselves better than we do. And I think the hard truth to swallow is that we aren't taking care of ourselves as better as we think we are. Now on to category number 2, keeping up with your finances. Now honestly, I am the last person that should probably be making this a category because I am very bad at saving my money. I'm sure a lot of you guys who watch this video will probably say the same thing. Honestly, even after I get done uploading this video, I'm sure I'm gonna be broke. So I'm going to make this like a short and sweet little lecture here. Save money, make smart purchases. Try to avoid getting into any kind of hefty loans or any crazy credit card debt if you're able to. I know how the way life works is, and some people who go into college and, stuff wanting to buy a house, a car, and all these things, credit cards and all that stuff really do come into play. However, do keep one thing in mind though. Credit cards are not free money. You do have to pay those back. Yeah, so be smart with your credit cards and your loans and use it for what is needed and not for things that you want. Like, don't use your credit card to buy like some nice leather jacket that, no one really gives a shit about except yourself. But just don't do that. Use it for something smart. Food, gas, bills, etc. Shit like that. Fortunately, credit cards are not meant for video games. And if you find yourself spending a lot of money, I would highly recommend start making a budget plan for yourself. I'm pretty sure I don't have to say anything or give out a whole speech, but making a budget plan really, as you get older in your life, is really only going to help your finances and your credit and everything build up so much quicker. Just please start saving money and making smart purchases. You know, like if you're at the store, decide, is this really a good purchase for me? Do I need this purchase? Is this going to help me in my day-to-day life? Will this thing help me learn how to do a backflip and summon God? You know, that is the kind of questions you should be asking yourself. And if it doesn't do those things, then, well, then don't buy it. Simple as that. Because by the time we get closer to that age, we want to start planning ahead for the next 30 and 40 years of our life. So saving money is going to be the crucial part of that. Now moving on to number 3, keeping up with good relationships. Now I'm going to assume that you have a pretty tight, solid group in your life, because if you don't, get rid of them. I say this in every video. You know, because as I turn 27 and as I get older, I realize that I really don't have time for foolishness. I don't have time for games with people. I don't have time for like this high school stupidity. You know, I feel like at this point in my life, I've grown out of it. And I feel like a lot of people feel that same way too, that they've grown out of it. And so if you have people in your life that keep kind of living in those times and still sort of act that way, you know, I understand you can't necessarily just, you know, drop people, but I would ease your distance from this person a bit, you know, because at this point, you only want people, as you get older, people who want to see you succeed and not stay at the level that they're trapped in, unfortunately. Another thing to think about too is, you know, it's really great to work on your goals and your ambitions and you know, making that come to fruition. However, do make time for these important people in your life, you know, because in all honesty, that's what really matters. You know, getting to the success that you want, like, yeah, that's always great to grind and work hard for it, but people, like, that's what really matters. The people in our life that give us meaning and you know, there's a bug in here, you know, the people in our life that gives us meaning and they want us to succeed and do better, and that's the type of people that we just want to keep around. Also, for all you introverted people out there like myself, be willing to meet new people too, and be willing to learn from new people. You don't have to necessarily be their best friend or agree with 100% on everything they say, but I think there's something to learn from everyone. And maybe it necessarily isn't as a good thing, or maybe necessarily it's not a bad thing, but I think learning from people and trying to improve your friendships and your circle, I think will help you in your other situations in life, like, you know, your feelings of loneliness, or maybe your feelings of lost ambition or no dreams. You know, having these people that have kind of a direction in their life will kind of help you get into that direction, or at least find some sort of direction that you want to put yourself in. All right, y'all, that's pretty much all I had for this video. If you found anything in my rambling that you found helpful, please let me know in the comments below. And if you want to talk to me on a more one-to-one level, I'll put my socials down in the links below as well. Also, a little fun fact, I do make music, so if you guys are interested in hearing any of my songs that I put together, I'll leave a little link to my SoundCloud so you guys can check that out. Most of my stuff is just instrumentals, so if you're into instrumental music, that's kind of basically what I go for. But yep, that's all I had, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.